All right, Ken Orange Theory Trader, back with you with another video. Just one for fun. Trading hot takes number 3. Let's not waste time. Get right into it. Feel free to disagree. Number 1, trading Discord groups and Telegrams are only useful if, okay, because sometimes people ask, do I have one? Or which I don't. There will never be one. Just don't bother. Okay. So they're only useful if everyone in that Telegram group trades the same way. Number 1, they're looking for the similar setups. Okay. Or number 2, if you are fully convinced that your method works and you won't be swayed by what anyone else is doing. Because I mean, we're all human. Sometimes we like to see, the next, we're looking for the next biggest and best thing, and we're trying to find something that may give us an edge, maybe a new indicator or whatever. So if you get too distracted and you keep trying to pull from all these different systems, trying to improve your own, while that can help some people, the majority of people is just going to mess them up. Okay. So I know trading's a lonely profession and you're by yourself, you're looking at a computer, you're looking at your phone. It helps get to have a person that you can just talk to about the frustrations and things like that of trading. And I do have an accountability partner with trading. However, actually I have two. However, and I've been blessed to meet them in real life, but at the same time, we don't trade the same way. One of my friends primarily trades Ethereum and gold, and the other one trades options. I trade forex, but we all talk about trading. So I'd say if you try to find an accountability partner, but don't try to hop into every Telegram or Discord that you see. It's just a bunch of noise. Okay, number 2, the magic number for traders should be 10 to 20%. Okay, return. If you can habitually turn your account, get to 10% on whatever your account balance is, to me, you can do very well for yourself. If you can constantly get 10 to 20% without fail, you're miles ahead of most people. Okay. Now, obviously, the bigger your account is, the less that you have to shoot for. But if you can get 20%, you really don't need a lot of money. Okay. If you got a $5,000 account, or if you have a $5,000 cash account, or if you have a $5,000 account, or with a prop firm that gives you $5,000 drawdown with leverage, that's enough because 10% of 5,000 is of course 500, but 20% is 1,000. I think if you're positioned, I believe if you position yourself to make at least $1,000 a day, then you're good. And 20% of 5,000 is 1,000, right? 10% of 10,000 is 1,000. So 10% is why I say that. If you have a $10,000 drawdown, as long as you can make a grand a day, you should be okay in that position. So that's why I say 10 to 20% is the magic number. It should be. All right. Unless you have $1 million, then no, you don't need. Well, yeah. But anyway, number 3, trading is an absolute goal. And when I saw a video about that, I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Now, will I probably trade for the rest of my life? Most high willing. Yeah, I'd like to. At the same time, though, I saw a great tip that said learn a high income skill first before you go all in on investing or invest a lot of money. So, as long as you have a high income skill, once you start to generate money from trading, then you can put that money, some of your profits, not all of it, into investments like stocks or bonds or certain crypto projects, things like that. Okay, you invest the money that you make from your trading versus looking at, well, I just want to trade for the rest of my life, which you can do. But at the end of the day, it is kind of like having a job, though. That's not fun. And some people love their jobs. There's nothing wrong with it. Like I would honestly, if I could just trade for the rest of my life and just have that, I'd actually be okay with that because I like doing it and I like teaching it as well. But there's nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income either. So that's just how I look at it. But it isn't the absolute goal, and it shouldn't be. You don't want to be 80 years old still trying to catch a trade. Maybe you want to have more time spent not in front of the computer, maybe time with your grandkids or volunteering or something like that instead of, oh, it's time to, hit the charts again and I'm 75 and I got arthritis in my hands. Just there's more to life than money. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Number 4, trading too risky or too safe are both waste of time. What do I mean by that? Folks, if you're blowing an account every other week, what are you doing? You're risking too much. Stop. You're wasting your money and your time. Some of you other folks, you're losing 50 cents a trade, and you got $10,000, but you can't lose more than $5. What do you can find $5 on the street? You got homeless people that make more than $5 a day. What you got into trading to make $5 a day? You can ask 100 people for $1, and I promise you're going to walk out with 5, maybe even more than that if somebody's feeling real generous. Okay, you have to find that healthy balance. You can't be so risky that you're just blowing through all the money that you make. However, you can't be so conservative that it's like, what are you doing? You got to put the money to work. You can't be scared. Like they say, scared money doesn't make money. All right. Find that healthy medium. Like I said, 10% is a decent goal to me. If you have $100 and can make $10, that's 10%. That's 10%. And then you just keep going. If you have $500, can you make $50 in a day trading? I hope so. Right. But if you have $100 and you're making like $2, no, that's no 8 quarters. You're hitting the chart and doing all this studying for 8 quarters. Come on now. Okay. But at the same time, again, you're trying to turn $100 into $1,000 by the end of the week. What are you doing? Even if it works, you're just gonna. That's a habit now, and you then think you turn 1,000 into 10,000, and you're gonna blow it. How do I know? Because I've seen it happen. So you got to find that medium. Okay, don't be too risky, but at the same time, stop playing it so safe. Number 5, too many traders focus on trading versus managing risk. I could beat this like a dead horse, and I was that trader. That's why I harp on this, because for the longest time I was focused on if I could just get the strategy right, then everything will be okay. That's what I was told, that managing risk would take care of itself, but it really didn't. I had to get it. I didn't really start making money trading until I started taking risk management more seriously. That's when I really saw a good turnaround. So enough said on that. And then last but not least, one trading setup is really enough. Just one. If you and of course I trade candle range theory. If you just focused on trading candle threes and nothing else, if you make that your sole focus and just focus on, if you got your risk management down and you say, you know what, I'm only trading candle three, you can be successful. I would almost guarantee it, but I can't, because someone's still going to mess it up. But your odds are much greater if you just had one trading setup. You don't really have to try to trade, okay, I can do candle two, but I can also do candle three, and then I can also do candle four. All you really need is one. And then you're looking for the exact same thing every single day, period. You know how candle three acts, you know what it does, what it's not supposed to do. You got all of that stuff figured out. All you need is one. All you really need is one. That's more than enough. Okay. So those are my hot takes. I think that's all of them. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I'm sorry. One more. There's nothing wrong with fairly tight stop losses. Yeah, this is the last one. So some people harp against, they like to set big old wide stops. They take an entry and then they put their stop loss like 100 pips away. I'm like, what? Now, that might be good for swing traders, and there's no hate to them. Okay. But I'm a scalper / day trader. So sometimes I'll enter off a fair value gap and I'll give it like 5 to 10 pips away from the bottom or top of the gap, depending on where I'm at. But number one is that my risk management. It's not necessarily the stop loss. It's about, this is the money I'm willing to lose. So if one trader is willing to lose 100 pips on a trade, which to me sounds insane, but I know some swing traders, that's what they got to do. That's fine, because at 100 pips, maybe you're only losing $10. All right, no problem. That's cool. Okay. But me, tight stop. I know what I'm losing. And then if I lose, I'll still have enough equity to take the trade again. Should I be just off by a little bit, and then I scale in. Okay. So that's that. But yeah, tight stop loss. I have no problem with that, because the way I trade, you're going to know, I know pretty quickly whether I'm not right or wrong. I'm not saying I expect instant profit. It's just that eventually, because of the levels I trade at, something should shake. A lot of consolidation is typically not a good sign, and price going against me immediately typically is not a good sign either. I got the wrong entry. I was just wrong. So I just take the small loss and look for the next one. So, okay, that's it. I appreciate your time and attention. Feel free to disagree. Leave a comment if you'd like. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great rest of your day and take care.